this episode, we are kicking off Mayhem month with a look at some of the raddest rides in 80s action figure vehicles that were made for your villains. So, stick around. Hello fellow dorks and dorkettes, and welcome to Nostalgia Syndrome. My name is Rob, and like I mentioned, we are kicking off Mayhem month here at the channel, which is a look at the villainous side of toys from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. This episode, we will be taking a look at villainous vehicles from 80s action figure toy lines. This is part of the Raddest Rides of the 80s series, and this is number 26 in that series. I wish I could say that there was an end in sight, but there is not. Last time I updated my list of 80s action figure vehicles, I got somewhere up in the 1300s. Definitely something the 80s was not lacking was vehicles for your heroes and villains. And like I said, this time we're taking a look at the villains. So let's kick things off with number 1. Our first villainous vehicle comes from one of the 80s and 90s biggest properties. But honestly, we can't stop there because this is a toy franchise, a toy empire that is still chugging along and producing toys, comics, cartoons, and movies. This is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and this is the Foot Cruiser, released by Playmates in 1989. Now, I was gung-ho for the Turtles figures when they first hit the scene because I was a huge fan of the original comic book. Now, sadly, I just got the first 4 Turtles and kinda gave up from there until Usagi and Casey hit the scene, and then I had to pick those up as well. But this is an absolute work of art, and I kick myself for not knowing it at the time. This thing is massive to kick things off. It is 13.5 inches long, and I'm going to throw this picture up from a toy publication back in the day just to show you the scale next to a normal child. Now, you could load this car up with so many action figures. I mean, the whole crew, Shredder, Bebop, Rocksteady, some Foot Ninjas, you could have them all riding in this highly functional 59 Caddy, as it says it is on the back of the box. Now, speaking of the back of the box, I'd like to read the blurb because it's pretty far out there and it's awesome because of that. So let me read the back of the box and we'll take a look at it together. Foot Cruiser, Foot Clan's bad to the bone attack vehicle. Bad to the bone, it's the Foot Cruiser, the space-age 59 Caddy that shifts from overdrive to technoglide to cruise on the ground and in the air. Hey, this thing goes everywhere. When the teen neutrinos from Dimension X gave their high-tech space cruiser to the Turtles, the Foot Clan couldn't wait to snatch it, and now tricked out for total turtle destruction. This loathsome lowrider, not lonesome, loathsome lowrider, is fully equipped to battle the Turtle Party Wagon, TM, for control of the city streets. Its munchin', crunchin' grill work turns turtles into turtle meat. That's pretty gross. And when the Foot Cruiser takes to the air, skimming the skyscrapers, turtles beware. The awesome firepower of its shell-piercing Gatling gun will send smart turtles scurrying. Its I Spy missiles seek out turtles wherever they reside. Get a clue, there's no place but your shell to hide. I mean, that's pretty bonkers, and you gotta love it for that. Playmates really, they went all out on the turtles. I mean, anyway, let's take a look at what is under the hood of this, shall we? It's got an ooze blaster, turtle eliminator, another ooze blaster, another turtle eliminator, metallicized turtle munching grill and bumpers. You have some turtle seeking antennas, which have flags that say like Turtle Hunter and Shell Crusher, I think. Bad to the bone tinted window. You got retractable wheels that go up so it can take to the sky. Official foot hubcaps. Disgusting ooze flame graphics. Turtle leather steering wheel. See, now they're just adding stuff to make it look a lot cooler. I mean, it's cool enough without that kind of stuff. But like I said, Playmates, they really went for it. Running boards hold extra figures. You got detachable I Spy missiles. What is this? Retro mutagen containment tank. Shell piercing rear fins. Foot turret weapons pod with retractable cover. Toe jamming rotary Gatling gun. And another detachable I Spy missile. Now, it says here, sorry I keep weighing heavily on this, but this thing was packed with even story-driven play features. So, I mean, it's got a lot to offer. But it says it's one mean street cruiser, but cruising the turtle bruising is only part of the fun. Retract the Foot Cruiser's wheels and the classic ground hugger transforms. Now it's an awesome space cruising attack ship with shell scratching skirts. And its foot turret is outfitted with rotating Gatling gun and detachable I Spy missiles to blow those pesky teen turtles to kingdom come. Yeah, I mean, on top of the actual play features that it has, just that added bonus of the story elements, like the turtle hide steering wheel and stuff like that. Pretty cool. But anyway, this thing was huge. I'm sure it packed a lot of playability for its price, because I remember Playmates toys not being overly expensive. Now, out there on the secondary market though, this thing commands a lot of money if you want it fresh in the box. Now, you can find one missing many of its accessories for around $10. But if you want mint in package, it'll set you back about $795. But the silver lining to this cloud is they have reproduced this toy, I mean, down to every little minute detail. Even the box looks the same, for around $40–50. So if you are really clamoring for that original 1989 piece, go for it. But I'd be happy enough getting the reproduction, because you get all the same amount of playtime adventure with it for a lot cheaper price. But anyway, here's a commercial that features the Foot Cruiser, so let's take a look.
Let's party, dudes! The Turtles' party wagon is ready to roll right over the Foot Clan. They may be tough, but the tenderizer will soften them right out.
Launch the secret weapon!
Uh-oh, the Shredder has his own wheels, and his Foot Cruiser looks really bad, and it converts to aerial attack mode. What next?
Launch the launch!
Whoa, the Turtles' motorized pizza thrower will leave the Foot with a bad taste in their mouths. If the guys don't eat all the ammunition.
Talk about out to lunch!
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
From Playmate.
Our second vehicle comes from the Superpowers collection, released by Kenner in 1986. This is Kalibak's Boulder Bomber. And let me just say, I've only covered one other Superpowers toy on these lists, long time ago. And the thought remains from that till now, which is Kalibak. Someone that can go toe-to-toe with Superman to some degree. Why does he need a machine to help him throw boulders when he is more than capable? But anyway, this is a neat little vehicle. It, again, was made for Kalibak, and as far as I can see, there's only room for him, or whatever other figure you want to put in the cockpit. Now, this thing has launching maces. Not missiles, maces. So, I mean, this thing touts that it is the Cruel Crusher's massive machine. So, he's not looking to blow stuff up with missiles. He's looking to crush people with flying maces. And, of course, the Boulder, which there's a large catapult on the back that launches them. There are also two removable spears that can be launched, I assume, from the sides of this bomber. Now, I think I really like this. I really dig the colors. I like that it's a small, compact vehicle. And let's take a look at this package art again, a little bit more close up. I mean, this is awesome. Sadly, we don't get package art like this nowadays. I mean, this is from DC, so of course they have a whole stable of artists that they can pull into the fold to do this artwork, and in this case, they knocked it out of the park. But anyway, if you're looking to get yourself a Kalibak Boulder Bomber, sorry I'm taking my time with that alliteration, kind of a tongue twister for me, it will set you back about $30 if you want a loose one that might be missing some accessories but in still great shape. But if you want one still in the box and minty fresh, it'll be over $300. And I mean, anything in the 80s is around that price when you're talking about in box. So, I mean, nothing really surprising there. Anyway, I wasn't able to find a specific commercial for Kalibak's Boulder Bomber, but I found a commercial for the Kalibak action figure when he was released. So let's take a look at that, shall we?
The ultimate evil, Darkseid, attacks. His horde of villains spread chaos and destruction. But now they face Earth's mightiest heroes. The Superpowers Collection explodes into battle. It's Kenner's Superpowers Collection. Figures with power action, each sold separately.
Who's Batman's friend? His Firestorm squeeze him. His power action will destroy evil. Evil like Kalibak with his Beta Club? Or Desaad with his lethal shock machine? We shall see.
The Superpowers Collection. Batman, Firestorm, Kalibak, Desaad, and other figures with power action, each sold separately from Kenner.
Our third villainous vehicle from the 80s is from Panache Place and was released in 1984. This is from Voltron, and this is Zarkon's Zapper. This is Prince Lothar's, figure sold separately, attack craft. And I think for the time period of 1984, it has some bells and whistles that are pretty awesome. Now, this is a single pilot cockpit design, but the cockpit moves around. It kind of swivels back and forth as you hold the Zapper with a handle. The handle is integrated into the design, so it's not just a handle sticking off willy-nilly, which is a very nice design choice. Now, the handle has a trigger which activates lights and sound. Always an awesome addition to any toy, honestly. Now, the light appears from a little light bulb. This goes for, and mind you, Voltron toys from Panache Place were kind of a rarity. They got more exposed when the line went to Matchbox, so will still set you back about $70. And if you want one in the box, it'll be a little over $200, which really isn't that bad. I mean, you could get a broken one for around half the price as a in-the-box version. Now, I was surprised to see that the Zarkon Zapper did appear in a commercial. Although this commercial is a general Panache Place Voltron toy commercial, the Zapper definitely makes an appearance. So keep your eyes open and take a look at this.
Enter the world of Voltron, where thrilling adventures let you soar beyond the limits of your imagination. Where the valiant Voltron force merges together in their robot alliance to challenge the might of King Zarkon's demonic minions and menacing machines. You can join this never-ending battle between the army of evil and the champions of justice, with the fate of planet Aris and the entire universe at stake. Voltron action figures, lions, and vehicles, each sold separately from Panache Place.
Our fourth rad ride in the realm of villains comes from a cartoon series and toy line, and this was one of the main vehicles for the bad guys, which were affectionately named the Mutants. This is from Thundercats, released by LJN in 1986, and this is the Sky Cutter. Throughout the cartoon series, you would always see the villains riding the Sky Cutter. This is a very simplistic toy that has a lot of oomph to it because of the cartoon series. Now, the back of the box just featured an advertisement for the toy line at the time, whichever figures and vehicles were being offered. Now, the play features and story elements were displayed on the top of the box, actually. And let me read this little blurb to you, because I think it sums up just how cool this is. Although, like I said, the toy, very simplistic, but the cartoon really sold it. Anyway, what it says, the Mutant Sky Cutter. The Sky Cutter is an evil mutant aircraft used in battle against the Thundercats. It is an extremely powerful vehicle which can be transformed into one-man jet cycle by folding down the wings, allowing the mutants to attack on land or from the sky. Now, I don't really remember it being a ground-based vehicle, but I do remember the Sky Cutter kind of having elements of the speeder bikes from Star Wars, where they could get really low to the ground and zip through forests or rocky outcroppings or wherever they were chasing the Thundercats down. So I think that transforming function is trying to emulate that part, I think. But anyway, it has a trigger control that makes the wings flap. I don't remember the wings actually flapping in the cartoon, but you had to throw some play features onto this thing. And transforms into ground attack vehicle. So, like I said, very simplistic, but within the story of Thundercats, it's a very important vehicle and tool for the mutants that we saw time and time again. Now, you can find one really cheap, but it usually ends up not having the little wheels that the wings had for its ground-based attacking. So that's a bummer. But for it just to be an awesome flying Sky Cutter, $20 is a great deal. Now, again, if you want this in the box, yeah, it's $500. Which, like I said, anything from this time period, and especially something from the Thundercats, which is very much loved and remembered, but not as high on the pantheon as some of the other toys like Masters of the Universe or G.I. Joe, $500 is pretty fair price, sadly enough. Now anyway, again, I really lucked out and was able to find the original commercial from 1986 for the Sky Cutter, so let's check it out.
The Sword of Omens, safe in the hands of Lion-O, Lord of the Thundercats, fighting to keep it from Mumra, whose wicked eyes light up with a secret ring. Thundercats take to the Thunder Tank, transforming to resist the evil mutants. Who will win, good or evil? Now you can decide. Thundercats by Rainbow Toys.
Our fifth and final villainous vehicle from 80s action figures is from a toy line that definitely has its rabid fan base. Now, in my opinion, these figures were awesome. Again, they were one that I never had as a kid, but I remember seeing in the stores and absolutely adoring them. This is from the Visionaries, which was released by Hasbro in 1987. The vehicle is Dagger Assault, and it comes with a pilot, Recon. Now, spoiler alert, Recon alone goes for a lot of money, and that's even missing his holographic chest plate and helmet. So keep that in mind when I tell you the final price at the end of this. But anyway, this is a very large vehicle, and it has a lot of awesome play features. Heck, it even has a removable little solo vehicle that comes off of it, a la like the Havoc from G.I. Joe. Like I mentioned, this thing has a lot to offer, and it is a huge vehicle. Now, to keep things straight, we're going to take a look at the back of the box and read off what all different play features this dude has. So, first thing, it says the Dart, which is the removable little solo craft, has holographic bats that change into the Dart's engine detail. Then it goes on to say the Dagger's Dart has room for one Visionary figure. And then it has skulls holographically change into powerful maces. It also has holographic magic-absorbing dungeon for spectral knight prisoners. Now, that looks pretty cool. It's kind of like an X-ray, and I assume you can put your good guy Visionaries in there to hold them prisoner. And the skeleton changes into a spider hologram. I mean, awesome. I mean, holograms were top tier back in the day. From what I understand, holograms nowadays are very expensive for companies to reproduce how awesome they were in the 80s. Isn't that weird? I mean, it's a technology that seems pretty simplistic and we took it for granted, and now people are scrambling trying to remember how to make it in a cost-effective manner. I mean, because there are, I believe it's Super 7 are releasing some Visionary figures, and I heard that they kind of stumbled over finding a acceptable hologram for the chest plates and the banners. So hopefully they get that worked out. Anyway, it has a positionable launch ramp with a removable scout flyer, Dagger dart. So that thing on the front lifts up so the dart can jettison off of it. Seems like a much to do about nothing, really. That's a big piece of this, and it's just so the dart can shoot off of it. Anyway, 2 removable pilot sleds for extra aerial firepower. So right there, we're talking about 4 vehicles in one. Got your dart, you got those 2 sleds, and the Dagger assault vehicle by itself. It has mountable laser blasters. It includes recon, fully posable driver with 3-dimensional holographic chest shield. It also has a positionable front laser cannon for the ultimate in firepower. Kid-activated battering ram smashes through spectral night defenses. Room for up to 11 figures. I don't even think the entire toy line had 11 figures. So, slap some other dudes on there. The one thing about the Visionaries that I really liked was that it was fully posable like a G.I. Joe figure, just a bigger scale. And kind of like Cops figures. I just think that's the best. I think that's awesome. I actually forgot to read something. It was at the very bottom, kind of blended in with some of the other verbiage. And it says that it has 2 spring-loaded catapults for relentless boulder attacks. Yet again, another awesome play feature. Now, you may be asking yourself, are holograms really a play feature? And a simple answer, yes they are. I mean, holographic stickers were like the epitome of awesomeness. And to have a toy utilizing that just awesome technology, for lack of a better term, I mean, that was top tier. And the fact of these holograms equaled magic. So, something that in most cases you have to use your imagination to harness magic with your toys. This had at least a physical component to it. But anyway, if you want to pick up a Dagger Assault, missing pieces, a little beat up, not the best of examples. The cheapest one I could find was $187. Now, collecting Visionaries, $900. Now, $900 is pretty steep, but when you consider the size and all the accessories that could be lost, or these stickers that could be peeled away, getting one in box, I mean, that might be a bargain if you're a Visionaries collector. Anyway, I was very surprised to find that there is a toy commercial for Visionaries, let alone one for the Dagger Assault. So let's wrap this up with a pretty awesome commercial from 1987.
It is a time when those who control the magic control destiny. When spectral knights battle evil darkling lords.
Visionaries, knights of the magical light. Visionaries, with magical powers they fight. Visionaries.
Dagger Assault launch! Quick! Warn the Spectral Knight! It's the Darkling Lord! Capture Chariot to the rescue!
Visionaries, knights of the magical light.
Visionaries from Hasbro.
Okay folks, that was a look at 5 of the raddest rides in 80s action figures. Villain Edition for Mayhem Month. Like I said, the entire month at the channel we will be taking a look at all things villainous. I'll be unboxing and reviewing some villainous toys. We'll be taking a look at forgotten villainous toys. Don't know where yet, 70s, 80s, 90s, somewhere in there. And yeah, it's all about the villains this month. So please stay tuned and check it out. And I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you got something to say, please leave a comment. I love reading them and I love getting back to everyone. And if you're new around here and you enjoyed this or any of the episodes that YouTube is recommending down here, please hit subscribe. And if you hit that little bell icon, you'll be reminded whenever there's a new episode. So anyway, until next time, thanks for watching. Keep being rad and stay dorky.